Hello, Kelly here with Kelly's Soroka Life and the home of the Broom and Moon Coven. So today, this is the first item, magical item that I'm working with in March as part of my 4x4 series, which is 4 items in 4 weeks every month. And so each month I work with crystal, an herb, I study a deck, and I read a book. And so this month for April, the crystal that I'm working with and what we're going to learn about today is rhodochrosite. So this is my lovely piece of rhodochrosite, and this is just see if I can get it to focus in there, there. And this is my lovely piece of rhodochrosite, and this is one of, and I know I always say this, but it is a crystal that I really love to work with, and it is so beautiful, and it's got that just lovely pink color, and it's very swirly, and it's just a beautiful crystal. And so this was, since these are items that I want to work with and I want to do a more in-depth study on. With the crystal, I have a piece and they're all crystals that, that I already have and I just wanted to work with even deeper. And so this one is one that I decided that I wanted to work with because of that reason, because it's just pretty. And it's just one of those ones that I think is just very attractive and it's very comforting and it is very good for working with the heart chakra or the heart, working with your heart, your emotional heart. And so this is why I chose it for April and in the spring, because April to me is all those spring colors and all the trees blooming and just the flowers blooming, and it just is springy to me. So historically, rhodochrosite was mined and used mainly in Argentina by the ancient Incan society. And they found this stone and at the time believed, because this was a long time ago, believed that this stone was the blood of their fallen heroes. And so it was the fallen heroes, the blood, and they went into the ground. And then when they mined this stone, it was the blood became hardened and became rhodochrosite. And so it became a symbol of respect and courage and healing. And so it's become, that energy has followed it through and, has become what one of the things that rhodochrosite is known for today. And most also found out most recently that very beautiful pieces of rhodochrosite that are this is of course a kind of a lower grade of rhodochrosite, and but you can see that pink color that is more translucent that runs through the crystal. This in the specimens that are found in this one particular mine in Colorado are these just beautiful clear pink, just gorgeous pieces. And so just finding those and looking at some of the pictures of it, I thought, this is definitely a stone that I really want to work with, and for just lots of different reasons. But because of the stone's pink hues, the rhodochrosite works wonderfully well with our heart. Can use the crystal to find compassion, make deeper emotional connections, and release pain from trauma. So, if you're needing some heart healing, if you're feeling like that it's something, if you're feeling grief, if you're feeling something that, and it can be something because, our grief a lot of times comes in different ways. Sometimes the grief is very sudden, sometimes it comes very unexpectedly. Sometimes it comes and it's something that grows over time. or is very acute in the beginning, and then but it's something that we still work on for a long time, because healing doesn't just happen overnight. We don't just wake up one day and say, I'm done, I'm healed, and because it is a process. And so rhodochrosite is really good with working with that process, with working with that journey of our grief, that journey of working with healing our heart. And there's lots of ways that we are hurt, in big ways and small ways throughout our life, and ways that we're hurt because we do it to ourselves. We have negative self-talk that is hurtful to us. We have we have times that other people hurt us, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. And so those are all ways that you can work with rhodochrosite, and it's just beautiful to work with. So rhodochrosite strengthens psychic bonds between people, animals, and the other world. So if you do mediumship work, or you do psychic work, psychic readings, or you just want to connect with your pet, and you just want to kind of feel that love and that energy between you and a pet, or you and a with nature, it's a good way to do that. Or you want to maybe strengthen a bond between you and another person. Maybe it's a relationship that you want, romantic relationship, or in any kind of relationship, because all of those relationships have between them, it might be a romantic love between you and another person, or it could be a different kind of love, that you feel for another person, and in a friendship, or even in a business partnership, or something where you have this connection, and you want to strengthen that connection. And so rhodochrosite is really good for that. And because of its gentle and loving nature, this crystal connects beautifully and effectively with the inner child, helping to release grief and pain from childhood wounds. And so this is the thing that we're going to work on today, and sending healing to our inner child. And there's so many times that our inner child is wounded when we are growing up, when we as a child are are ignored, or treated badly, or bullied, or made to feel bad for something that we really shouldn't feel bad about. And it's something that is different from breaking a rule, or doing something that is unhealthy, that we need some kind of positive, I don't want to say positive punishment, but something that is leading us in a better direction. And there's a big difference between that and being supportive in those ways, and helping a child in those ways, or being, or when the child's being bullied, or being treated badly, or ignored, or a child maybe has very strong feelings, and it's hard for other people to understand, and or the child maybe doesn't have a lot of strong feelings, and the other people around them don't understand, why don't they have very strong feelings. And so we're all born into different families, into different school systems, into different ways that we grow up, into different beliefs, into different stories. And sometimes those stories are good, and sometimes they're not. And so working with rhodochrosite is a great way to work with your inner child now. And especially if you don't have a connection with your inner child, especially if you feel like there's something that needs to be healed, and you don't know how to start. And this is a good way to do that. And we're not taught, as adults, many times, that that's okay. We're taught that, oh, you're just being childish, or you're being you're not being an adult, or you need to grow up, or something like that. And it's sometimes, sometimes it's true, but a lot of times it's something that is that we've been wounded, and we need to connect to that inner child, and and help that inner child. And because when the inner child, just like a child, feels ignored or feels threatened or feels or is traumatized, then that becomes that shadow work, that shadow that that comes out in ways that we really don't want it to come out. And so using rhodochrosite for facilitating these positive attitudes for and love for ourselves and love for others is really a great way to start that healing process and that healing journey. And again, it's not something that's going to really happen overnight, but it can happen, and it can get better, and and you can heal, and you can, help that relationship with your inner child with rhodochrosite. So today we're going to send some healing to our inner child with rhodochrosite. And again, if you have a stone, you can use it. If you don't have a stone, you can always use a different stone that you have, a rose quartz or a clear quartz, anything like that that stands in, that just, will bring that loving energy, and you can infuse this energy of rhodochrosite into the stone that you have. Can also use the PDF will be linked in on my website, and you can download the PDF and use that. You can find a picture on on your phone, and use something like that. Anything substitutes, and you don't have to have the crystal in your hand. But if you do, then, and when you feel the need to send healing to your inner child, you can hold a piece of rhodochrosite in your hand, and even better, next to your heart, and say, may the healing and loving energy of this stone allow my inner child to feel support and love. May she not feel abandoned or alone, as rhodochrosite sends compassion and understanding from above. So may it be. And then afterwards, spend as much time as you need in conversation with your inner child to allow for the healing process to continue. Some people might have very long conversations and, very personal conversations with their inner child. Some people might just meditate and just feel the energy. There might not be any words. There might be symbols or images, or you might have a dream, and then rhodochrosite can be there for you. And this is a good thing to do also. And you can place this crystal next to your bed to further the healing journey, because it is a place where we do dream, and we can have conversations, and we can, sleep is very healing to us. And so that is a further way that you can use the stone in this healing your inner child. So that is it for rhodochrosite. And it's just, again, it's a beautiful, beautiful stone to work with if you're feeling grief, if you're feeling that you need some heart healing, if you want connection with other people. And especially if you really connect to the color pink. And the heart chakra is a lot of times a green color or a pink color. So if you feel like that you want to work with your heart chakra, that you need some of that healing and loving energy, this is definitely a stone for you. And speaking of healing and stones uh, and getting together and connecting, the Broom and Moon Coven is open for membership. the Coven curriculum has begun, and you can join now as in the free community as always. But you can also join in the premium or the VIP membership, which includes a lot like this, lessons like this with crystals and herbs and tarot decks and all kinds, anything that is witchcraft related. We are in that, it's in the Coven, and you can find it there, and you can find support, and you can find healing, and you can really find the way to work on this journey for yourself within a very safe and supportive environment where we work together and we support each other in our witchcraft practices, and we come together and work with herbs and work with crystals and tarot decks and writing spells and rituals and our new moon and our full moon ceremonies and working with the seasons, and this month is April, so we are working on abundance and doing abundance spells and bringing abundance into the all the practices that we are doing. And so I'm very excited. I think it's it's hosted on a platform called School, Skool. And I think so far it's been a great platform to connect, easy to join. It's easy to find posts and to connect with other people there who are practicing witchcraft as well, or are interested. If you're just interested in learning, and come on in, and I'll be adding some introductory courses for people who want to find out about witchcraft as well. So it's a great place, and I'm so happy for it to be open. And oh, crystals. And if you are one of the first 13, we already have one member. And so if you're one of the remaining 12 members to join in the next during April or May, then you will get a Coven crystal sent to your very front door. And you also, if you join during April or May, you can get a the VIP membership for 2 months for free. So you can, if you sign up at the premium membership, you'll get the next 2 months of your membership access to the VIP membership, which includes a 90-minute magical coaching session. And so it's great, and I hope that I'm looking forward to working with you and us walking on this witchcraft path together. So that is it for today. And not quite it. So the 4 things that I'm working with, and I'll have links to all these things below, is Rhodochrosite, the crystal. The herb I'm working with is actually the aloe plant. And I'm also working with a deck called the Penumbra Tarot. And I'm working with or reading a book called of of Blood and Bones. So I have all of that information for you below, and you can follow along this month. And as I am doing these studies and workings, you can follow along and let me know how you enjoy any of these things. So that is it, and I will see you again later. Bye.